you should rank them. You know how you rank NCAA tournament teams? We should have all the officials, and we'll put a ranking, number 1, number 2, all the way down to 25.
Okay. All right. So we're about set to go here. It is a national television audience today. True TV got the Friars and the Rams today.
You know, I never heard of True TV until the NCAA tournament
came
about.
Right, exactly. And it's always, come March Madness, they're like, what channel number is that?
Yeah, 57 on Cox Cable.
We'll still be saying it again in March, too.
Yeah.
We'll probably start saying it in a couple of weeks when Big East games start, right?
Yeah, it was on True TV. Well, last night I think the Xavier-Cincinnati game was on True TV.
It was on TNT.
TNT, that's
they're
right.
Cousins. Friars opening tap, control it. And Providence goes basket to our right on the radio here in half number 1, and we are underway in Providence. Sellers has it on the left wing against a man defense. Mila right of the key. Cross court. Sellers left corner. Step back. Doesn't get the 3. Vox takes it up high. He's going to drive the lane. Scoops it out on the right side. Good ball reverses to Mila. Won't take the 3. He's going to penetrate down to the free throw line. Gets the ball back out to Sellers with 6 to shoot. Rhode recovering rapidly on defense. Vox is going to try to get off the 3 and gets it off and can't get it. Offensive rebound for Oswin. And Oswin goes up in the post against Itijere with a jump hook and rolls off the rim.
The Friars had good looks early in that shot clock, but didn't take the shots, didn't take the forced 3 there.
I thought Rhode Island actually recovered pretty well on that. And we have a whistle and a foul called on Jalen Sellers. As the ball got quickly into the forecourt, so Rhode Island looking to get the ball up the floor pretty quickly on this one.
Well, Rhode Island shoots 29% from 3, so you don't want to get too close to the 3. You want to close out on them. You don't want to give them a good look, but you shouldn't be fouling outside that three-point line.
So Rhode with the ball basket to our left with it out front is Jonah Hinton. Up high to Itijere. Now Crawford handles left at the top of the key, guarded by Mila in the Friar man-to-man defense. Hinton has it, comes off the screen, steps back in and put up a 30-footer and bury it.
So much for that. I mean, he was a step-back 3, looked at the bench, had a little smile. He says, hey.
Jonah Hinton, 34% from 3 on the season. Rhode Island as a team, only 29% from 3, but they bury the first one for a quick 3-0 lead. Now Rhode Island extends that man-to-man defense out as Mila has on the left sideline, going to penetrate the lane. He's going to scoop it up to the hoop and score.
That's Mila's game, getting to the basket. He doesn't want to take 3-pointers. He wants to get to the basket.
With the ball into the forecourt, Corey now up high for Crawford. Crawford at the top of the key again, wrap around Itijere, who's in the middle against Oswin Arunse. Itijere dumps it off on the right wing again for Crawford. He's going to step back. He's going to fire a deep 3, and that one is good. 2 in a row for Rhode Island.
Shooting 29%, that figures. You had the kid from Florida shoot 17%. He made 4 threes in that game.
That's correct. On the left wing is Corey Floyd. Now the ball comes around to the right against Vox. And again, Rhode Island continues to extend that man. Now come out for trap opportunities. Sellers touches left corner. Floyd doesn't get the shot off on the left sideline. Shot clock already down to 12. Oswin reverses to Mila, who loses it, picks it back up. He's double-teamed in trouble with 5 to shoot on the right wing. He's in front of the Rhode Island bench. He crosses over. He gets into the lane, and he will not get a shot off. Rhode Island comes up with a steal.
Well, the Friars are trying to be a little bit more patient on offense instead of rushing into shots on the quick, trying to get the tempo up, and then letting the shot clock wind down too late, and they'll get a good look.
Yeah, I've always thought, even though Providence wants to take a shot every 7 or 8 seconds, they're just not playing at that kind of tempo or pace right now.
Yeah, they're not pushing it like they have been, but I think they're trying to be a little bit more judicious with the ball.
With it on the left side is Miles Corey. Corey shakes off a defender, kicks it off in front of the Friar bench to Crawford. Now back out front for Hinton. He goes between the circles to Tyler Cochran, who touches for the first time. Itijere, top of the key, goes back door for Corey. Lobs the left corner for Crawford. Ball gets knocked loose, but picked up by Corey in the corner. Going to penetrate with 3 to shoot with 2. He underhands it, lays it up, won't get it. Rebound is tapped over to Sellers. Sellers initiates the break up the middle of the floor. Kicks it through to Floyd, who gets off a 3. It's short. And the rebound is tapped and controlled there by Cochran. Cochran weaves in traffic, spins at the foul line. Ball is knocked loose, but picked up by Crawford out front again for Hinton, wide open, and he hit another one. 3 in a row from 3, and stolen by Cochran, who goes up and got it blocked by Oswin, and it goes out of bounds.
Well, Hinton coming out hot from deep there, hits 2 3-pointers in a row from like 30 feet. And Oswin just throws a lazy pass inbounds to Vox and gets the ball stolen. And Jason Edwards steps up off the bench and comes in for Mila.
Could not be a better start for URI.
Well, they're 3 for 3 from three-point range, a team that shoots 29%. That's a great start.
9-2 lead, 16:51 to go in the opening half. Miles Corey, baseline right, inbounds to Crawford. He gets matched up with Edwards. He puts it up too strong, but it's a tip again right there by Corey. And a timeout called by Kim English. 11-2, the Rhode Island run out of the gate.
Rhode Island's like perfect, almost perfect from the floor as well, hitting three-pointers and getting an inbounds pass and get the tip-in layup right there. Very aggressive by Rhode Island to start the game.
So a 30-second timeout called by Kim English to set the record straight. There was a smattering of boos that hit the crowd as well. Give that last basket to Tyler Cochran on the tip, but Rhode Island has started out extraordinarily strong. 4 of 7 overall, but 3 for 3 from 3, and an 11-2 lead out of the gate.
Yeah, I mean, 4 made field goals, and 3 of them are threes. A team you don't expect to shoot the three-pointer well, and they're coming in this one, knocking them down.
So what do you tell them if you're Kim?
Well, we got to get into the offense a little bit faster. You know, and if you look at the way Rhode Island's been playing, I mean, again, I keep mentioning 29% from 3. You don't give him wide open threes, but Hinton's hit 2 30-footers. I mean, he's been on the Friar logo out there shooting the three. It wasn't like he was totaling the line there for a three-pointer. He was deep, and he made both of those. One was a step back, so I don't think you get a steady diet of that. But the Friars offensively, they haven't looked good on the offensive end. I think they're taking a little bit more time in the clock, trying to be more patient on the offensive end because they've been jacking up early shots early in the shot clock.
Jason Edwards in for Ryan Milo. Friars bringing it to the forecourt to our right. Vox hands off on the left sideline for Edwards. Edwards now pushes the ball right for Sellers. Sellers matched up with Jonah Hinton, who's had the hot hand to start. Arunse grabs it up high, hands off to Vox, curls to the right, dumps it off to Oswin, in and out of his hands. Turnover.
Well, they tried to spread the court nicely there and get it over to Oswin. That pass was a little bit too fast by Vox. Oswin couldn't control it. If he caught it, he had a layup.
That's 3 turnovers already in the opening 3.5 minutes.
The Friars have been good with turnovers, too. They've not been turning the ball over a lot in ball games.
Corey now controls. Up on the high post for Itejere. Itejere, top of the key, comes left. And he finds Hinton, goes down low, ball gets tipped away and stolen. Floyd picks up the ball, leads the break up the middle of the floor, goes right to the rim, lays it up, got it blocked off the backboard by Itejere, and Rhode Island recovers.
Great defense by Itejere there.
Deep 3 again, in and out it rattles. Ball is tipped and finally controlled by the Friars. Floyd up the floor to Vox. Vox is going to take it right to the rim, pushes out to Edwards, who gets off the right corner 3, no good. And Itejere rebounds for URI.
That's a good look by Edwards.
Into the forecourt, Cochran, catch and shoot 3, bang.
I mean, they're making shots like crazy, Cochran.
14-2. It's an 11-0 URI run. Top of the key, Edwards finds Vox on the right wing. Back upside for Edwards. Now goes for Corey Floyd on the left wing. Again for Vox out between the circles. Vox has a double team come and find him. Lobs it over to Corey Floyd toward the left sideline with 9 to shoot. Now Floyd moves, crosses over, goes down the lane, gets down underneath on Crawford, kicks it out to Vox, who gets off the 3 and hits.
And Vox will bail you out, making some shots. Good pass there by Corey Floyd. Knocks down the three-pointer.
Boy, they needed that. Stops an 11-0 URI run. Makes it 14-5. 15 minutes left to go in the opening half. Crawford on the left sideline up high for Itejere. Lobs it over on the right wing for Cochran. Cochran finds Hinton for 3, no good. Rebound for Sellers as he and Oswin collided, but Sellers saves it. Now for Vox into the forecourt right, crosses over, works to the right, fires the 3, 2.
Vox can play, man. You know, Hinton missed that last shot. I mean, he's going to come back to reality a little bit on the outside.
Ball comes over the left wing. Cochran saves the long pass out to Hinton. Now for Crawford. Crawford drives the left side of the lane. He spins on Vox, puts up the short runner. Can't get it. Rebound taken by Vox. Friars down by 6. Sellers finds Vox. Thought about the deep 3. Takes the deep 3.
Boom!
Takes the deep 3.
Vox, man, he'll mail you out, boy, when he starts knocking down that three-pointer.
Just like that, we got a game again. 14-11. 14:09 to go in the opening half. 3 in a row for Stefan Vox.
When you feel when Vox gets the ball, everybody in the crowd just says, shoot it.
Cochran between the circles for URI. Guarded by Jalen Sellers. High screen. Slides to left in front of the PC bench. Bounces back out front for Corey. Shifts it right for Hinton. Hinton against Jason Edwards. Down to 7 to shoot. Hinton, wrap around past Itejere. Drives to the right. Stolen. Friars come up with a loose ball. Floyd on the break. Finds Jason Edwards. Kicks it out to Vox on the right wing. He's got an open look at 3. Yes!
Vox is the man. 4 in a row from 3.
And Stefan Vox has tied this score at 14 with 4 straight made threes. Holy moly.
Good job by
timeout.
Edwards. Good job by Edwards, too, to find Vox. They know he's hot. He waited for him. Big smile, said, keep getting him the rock.
Timeout URI and Archie Miller. 13:24 to go in the opening half, and now we can light the flame to this candle. 14-14. We'll take the timeout from Learfield. This is Providence Friar basketball.
The last game, Vox deferred a lot of shots. He didn't take a lot of shots from the floor. Had 10 assists in the ball game and 10 points. He only took 5 shots, but he wanted to distribute it to his teammates to get everybody involved. This ball game, he says, hey, we need some shots to go in. And he's finding the open shot. He's got hot, and now he's making shots, and he's got his team right back in the game, tied up 14-14. Now his other teammates need to get involved offensively because Vox can't score all the points, but had a great run there to get him back tied.
Pateras Pinnis is coming into the game, the earliest he has so far in his Providence career, to try to help on the backboards along with Jameer Jones. Jameer Tripp is checked in for the first time for URI, along with R.J. Johnson, who's a 6'1" graduate transfer guard out of Charleston Southern, who started his career at Holy Cross.
Well, Pinnis, you know, his minutes against Florida showed the coaching staff a lot, that he can be a factor out there on the boards, and he knows how to play.
Johnson has it for URI, up high again for Hinton. He did a couple of big threes, and he was, 0 for 4 from 3 against Brown earlier this week, and he comes out blazing tonight. Drive left side for Tripp, steps through a double team. He throws it to Itijere. Itijere got fouled by Pinnis, and he's going to go to the free throw line.
Itijere went up there, thought he was going to dunk it. Then Pinnis arrived at the scene at 7 feet 260 and made sure he didn't dunk it. Went up straight on it, but it felt like there was a foul when he reached across and tried to block the shot. But, you know, Pinnis is a big dude. I mean, he's 7 feet 260.
Itijere out of Knightsdale, North Carolina, 70% foul shooter on the season, misses the first one short. Rhode Island as a team, 74% from the line. Good shooting team, really. 47% from the floor, but only 29 from 3. And they come out and hit 4 of their first 6 in the game today. That one goes in and out and back in again. So he gets one of the two to give URI the lead again by a point. And checking in, Drissa Traore, a redshirt senior transfer from St. John's is in, along with Jalen Harper, 6'3" freshman from Philadelphia. Sellers into the forecourt for the Friars, trying to take the lead here for the first time if they can score in this possession. Edwards between the circles. And he has Jameer Tripp guarding him. Comes to the right side. Vox has it, lost it, picks it back up. He's guarded by Hinton. Drives to the right, dumps it off to Pinnis on the high post, kicks it out to Edwards. Edwards tries to get some space, leans in, goes left side for Sellers. Ball goes out of bounds.
You know, if you got a pick and roll, Vox throws to Pinnis. Now, Pinnis is not going to look to score. You know, he's not open in the middle. He's looking for an opening. He had a guy for a layup, but threw it back outside to Edwards. Good defense by Rhode Island on that set. 4 turnovers for the Friars already in the opening 7.5 minutes of this game. With it left, driving is Harper, the freshman, guarded there by Edwards. Back out to Hinton, who spins on the left wing. Traore on the top of the key against Pinnis. Kicks the ball back outside for Johnson. Johnson doubled momentarily. Bounce pass to nobody. Goes out of bounds. See the defense by Pinnis right there? Exceptional. On the pick, he runs out on the man with the ball and makes him back up. Did a great job there defensively, noticing what he had to do.
He comes out. They're going to bring Oswin right back into the game.
That created a turnover. They tried to do a roll there, but Pinnis got back to his man after he hedged on the screen. Great defense by Pinnis.
Friars with the ball again, looking for their first lead of the ball game. Edwards walks it into the forecourt on the left sideline, lobs it up to Oswin at the top of the key. Right wing, Sellers for 3. Yes!
It's nice to get him going. He's got it going last ball game from 3. Wide open on that one, knocks it down.
He was 5 of 6 from 3 against FDU. And the Friars are on a 15-1 run. And there's a foul called on Edwards as stumbling to the floor was R.J. Johnson.
Edwards did a nice thing over there. He got up high on the screen, didn't allow him to turn the corner, and Johnson just stumbled there and fell, but the official felt like there was enough contact to call the foul.
Got an official's timeout with 11:54 to go in the opening half. Friars 17, Rams 15. From Learfield, this is Providence Friar basketball.
3-pointers taken in this game. Rowdy is 5 for 11 overall, but 4 for 6 from 3, which is well above their average. And the Friars have 6 for 11 from the floor and 5 for 8 from three-point range. So it's been a barrage of perimeter shooting in this one.
9 made threes.
9 made threes, and there's 11:54 to go here in the first half. So the turnovers are hurting the Friars, though. They have those 4 turnovers, and you got to do a better job of not turning the ball over. But Hey, you got Duncan Powell making his first appearance of the season here. Like you said, John, he looks like he's in Game of Thrones out there with that face mask on there.
I've also heard the comparison to Bane in the Batman trilogy.
Yeah.
He's kind of got that mask on, protecting the mouth injury when he got slugged in the mouth by a teammate in practice.
They almost knocked out a couple of teeth, but was able to save them.
Rhode Island with the basketball. R.J. Johnson, hands off. Now for Jonah Hinton. He's guarded by Jalen Sellers. Goes right off of a screen. Pulls up for a deep three. No good. Rebound for Oswin. Up the floor with the bounce pass to Edwards. Edwards double team quickly. They find Powell on the right wing. Back out front now for Edwards. Edwards looks for penetration. Wrap around to Powell. He's going to fire a three. Can't get it. Rebound tapped and goes out of bounds. Touched by Oswin.
Well, that's Powell's shot. He got a nice rotation on it. He good pick and pop right there. He got them the ball there, and he squared it up, just shot a little bit strong.
This is the first time he's played since the second game of the year. He's just 1 for his first 9 from three-point range as a Friar. Bounce pass comes left now for Tripp. Jameer Tripp to Drisa Traore on the right wing again for the freshman Jalen Harper. Harper back out front for R.J. Johnson between the circles. Looks for a screen. Cuts to the left. Friars switch the screen. 10 to shoot. Johnson bounce pass right. Penetrating right. Tripp down the lane. Puts it up short. Got fouled.
I think Powell might have picked that one up. No,
Oswin did.
Oswin trying to help out. Powell got beat trying to go after the three-point shooter and got by Powell, and Oswin had to come over and help him out pick up the foul.
First foul on Oswin. That's 14 fouls on the Friars. Rhodey has yet to commit a foul with 11:03 to go in the half. And so Jameer Tripp, 6'6" junior from Brooklyn, transferred from Fordham. And his first shot is good, averaging 12.1 off the bench per game. And an 80% foul shooter. Tyler Cochran back in. And Damon King, redshirt freshman from Louisville, also checks in for the first time for Rhode Island. Tripp shot better from 3 a year ago for the Fordham Rams than he did from 2.
He's one of their big guys.
Second shot here is good. He gets his first 2. And Rhode Island ties the score at 17. We've got an even 11 minutes to play on the opening half here in the Amp. Sellers brings it into the forecourt, goes between the circles. Works his way to the left side against Damon King. Up high now for Edwards, drives to the right. Johnson guards him and moves very well. Up high again for Duncan Powell. Powell drives, hands off, left. Jameer Jones tries to split 2 defenders, goes down the lane, lays it up, and then jams it home.
Lays it up. He just says on a springboard right there. It looked like he was going to have a turnover, and he just exploded to the sky and slammed it home.
It looked like a layup, and then he just went to another level and got his first basket. Left wing, Cochran, top of the key, Traore for 3. Off the iron, rebound, Powell tips it out to Sellers. Sellers goes 1-on-2, crosses over, down the lane, throws it up, got fouled.
That's the first foul by Rhode Island. Sellers gets to go to the foul line, and he's 88% on the foul line this year. Good guy to have there.
One of the Big East leaders in free throw shooting. Jalen Sellers, the foul called on R.J. Johnson. As you said, first team foul called on URI here with 10:16 to go in the half. So Jalen Sellers, 88.5%. Friars at 79%. They lead the Big East in team free throw shooting. I'm not sure. We never thought we'd ever hear that.
Well, back in the day with Billy Donovan, they shot 80% from the foul line that year. They went to the Final Four, so it's been done before, and it's amazing how many games you win when you shoot those kind of percentages. The Friars have had a very difficult schedule to start the year off, but they, if you can continue to stay close on that foul line, you'll be in good shape.
Miles Corey and Itijere come into the game for Rhodey as Sellers knocks down both free throws and comes out. Stephon Vox comes back in. Friars go up 4. It's their largest lead at 21-17. 10:16 to go in the half. Corey has it in the backcourt. Graduate transfer from South Alabama. In the forecourt left, he hands off, scoots to the right with it. There's Damon King. King, Itijere, back to Corey. Corey stops, 16-footers on the way and good.
Too easy. Fox got to get up a little closer on that one.
First basket for Miles Corey, who averages just under 10 per game. Quick move by Edwards, goes to the rim, wraps it around Powell, saves it out to Jameer, fakes the 3, goes down the lane, kicks it off right corner, 3-pointer. Edwards nails it.
Great job by Jones. I mean, he was going to go down the middle wide open, and he finds Edwards outside. Didn't take the 3, Jones. That's not his game.
Jameer could have dunked it again. Gets Jason Edwards his first basket.
He can dunk from the foul line, Jameer.
Itijere finds Cochran, spins away from Vox to the right side, slides to the rim. Got it stolen, blocked and stolen, picked up by Edwards on the left wing. Edwards, after taking the ball from Vox, crosses over, goes between two defenders, and gets knocked to the ground. They'll call the foul on Miles Corey.
Good job by Edwards and pushing the pace up there, too. The double team is coming out. He split it. If he got through that, Friars had a lot of options right there.
First on Corey, second on the Rams. Friars have made 7 of their last 8 from the floor, Joe, have a 5-point lead at 24-19.
Well, they're getting good shots, too. I mean, they're throwing the extra pass like they did in the last ball game.
Oswin finds Powell on the right side, outside the three-point stripe. Now goes back between the circles for Edwards. Double team comes out. Now Vox has it, guarded there by King, trying to push him away from the basket. He's going to drive right, pulls up with a jumper right, won't get it. Rebound Jones, spins on the offensive glass, 1-on-2, goes up. Got knocked to the floor,
foul,
didn't get
man.
a foul called, and the ball gets what? Out of bounds? Yes.
I mean, how does Jones not get hit on that one?
He got knocked down. Rhode Island could not save it in the corner. And so the Friars will get the ball back. Corey Floyd will check back in for PC. And Jason Edwards will go to the bench.
Good minutes by Jason Edwards coming off the bench.
So the Friars will keep it 15 on the shot clock, because the ball never officially changed possession. And Jameer Jones will step up near the right corner toward the Rhode Island bench on the baseline. Looking for the cutter to the basket. He's going to throw it inbounds to Vox out deep. Vox, 1-on-2. Oswin, high post, goes left Powell. Open look for 3. No good. Offensive rebound for Floyd.
Fresh 20.
Corey pulls it out, finds Vox between the circles, comes right for Jones, back to Vox again, cuts back to Jameer in the lane, feeds Oswin for the dunk.
Jameer Jones giving him some good minutes right here. Great bounce pass in there to Oswin.
Great passes by Jameer Jones. And the Friars are up 7. And driving down the lane is Corey, lobs to the left wing. Cochran gets off a 3. That's no good. Jones chases down the rebound.
Jones is everywhere right now.
Moves up into the forecourt, left sideline, hands off to Powell. Powell dumps it back off to
Dunkarooski.
Jameer. Jams it.
Oh, man. They're finding Jones now. He's got some energy out there. He has really ignited this Friars off the bench.
Timeout, Archie Miller and URI. Jameer Jones, welcome to the rivalry. 8:15 to play in the opening half. Friars up 9 at 28-19. From Learfield, this is Providence Friar basketball.
You know, in this day and age, John, of, 50-year seniors and 60-year seniors and 8-year seniors, 2 freshmen for Providence are the guys that made it happen so far. When the Friars were down 14-2, Stephon Vox hit 4 3-pointers in a row to get the game tied, and then Jameer Jones comes in off the bench. He's 2 for 2 with the 4 points, but his energy out there on the court, his facilitating of the ball, great passes, he's rebounding the ball. He has made the second spurt for the Friars after Vox did the first spurt, and they're both freshmen getting it done out there.
Friars have 7 assists on 10 made field goals and have scored 8 points off turnovers already. 8-2, they've outscored Rhode Island off turnovers.
Well, they're picking up where they left off in the last ball game, John, distributing the ball. And I say to you so often, throwing the extra pass. Some guys have had some looks, but they've passed it up to get better looks for a teammate who might be more proficient from the three-point line. Jones knows he's not a good three-point shooter. He had a wide-open 3 that Vox would have probably taken, but he went to the basket, drew the defense, and threw it out for a three-pointer that went down. So smart basketball.
Rhodey only has 1 field goal made in the last 7.5 minutes. They've got the ball trailing by 9. With it is Tripp around the top of the key to the right side for Corey on the wing. Out front for Hinton. Hinton fakes the 3. Doesn't get the shot off. Out for Tripp. Jab steps, drives down the lane. Wraparound rejected by Oswin, out of bounds.
Good job by Oswin coming over to help his teammate. Vox was beat to the basket right there, and here comes Oswin leaving his man to block the shot.
10 to shoot for the Rams. 7:55 to go in the half. They'll inbound baseline left with Corey. Lobbing it inbounds, finds Itijere at the top of the key. Now dumps it off right wing for Hinton. Hinton fakes, drives, goes down the lane, tries to scoop under. Ball gets knocked away and stolen by the Friars. Ryan Mila back into the game, has it up the left sideline. He finds Corey Floyd at the top of the key. Right wing for Jameer Jones. Jones back up to Floyd. Rhode Island recovers on defense. Long pass over to Vox, and he throws it out of bounds.
That's a bad. He had the right idea to get over to Vox. He just put too much air underneath it.
Threw it away. Sellers back in for the Friars.
Takes out Jameer Jones. Good job by Jones.
That's 5 turnovers now for the Friars. And the Rams then will inbound into the backcourt. Corey will bring it up against Jalen Sellers. Across the mid-floor line, takes it toward the right sideline. Again, basket to our left on the radio here in half one. He rubs off an Itejere screen. Back out front to Hinton between the circles. Hinton's going to drive on Corey Floyd. Bouncing off his foot, picked up by Oswin. Up the floor for Sellers. Sellers, he finds Floyd left to the top of the key. Corey brings it over the middle, finds Jalen Sellers. There's a deep three on the way. Off the rim, it's no good. And the rebound for Rhode Island. Damon King with the ball into the forecourt. King stops. He pops top of the key. Got it.
Anytime you take a quick, might be a bad shot, the opposition usually comes down and knocks down the next one.
King only 18% from 3. He buries his first try. Here is Sellers right at the top of the key. Goes back left wing for Floyd. Floyd looks for Mila on the sideline, has it. Now he's going to drive the baseline, gets around Tripp, and there's a push. And the foul is called on 0, Jameer Tripp.
Well, you're talking about stats, John. In this game here, you always just throw out the stats. I mean, Rhode Island has, what, 4 3-pointers in what they have right now? 5 3-pointers in the ball game. They shoot 29% for the year. You know, normally if they get 5 in a game, it's probably a good game for them because they don't really look for that 3. But
they average making 6.5 per game. Yeah, they've got 5 in the first half.
29%.
Crawford is checked back in, Alex Crawford. He's replaced Jameer Tripp. Friars look for the inbound. They're going to lob it out front for Sellers. Boy, he had Jason Edwards.
Wide open for a layup.
Left wing, Mila gets a 3. Off, too strong. Rebound tipped. Comes out of bounds into the Rhodey bench by Oswin, and Rams will get it. 6-point Friar lead at 28-22.
Yeah, that's one of the weaknesses Mila has. He's not a good outside shooter. I think sometimes he takes shots he really doesn't believe he can make. And if you don't believe you can make the shot, you're not going to take it.
So Corey will bring it into the forecourt for the Rams. Sellers is there to pick him up mid-floor line. Goes right side for Tyler Cochran. Cochran now bounce pass left. Alex Crawford pulls it out at the top of the key. Again to Corey on the right wing. Goes down in the post right. He's going to try to get into the post. Lobs it back on the right wing for Corey. Corey gets around Vox, gets to the lane, pulls up the jumper off the rim. It won't go in. Snatched off the rim, and there's goaltending called on Oswin.
Oswin reached in the zone. That probably wouldn't have gone in.
I don't think it would have. But Miles Corey gets credit for that deuce.
The Friars settling down on the offensive end here, just not have the execution that they've been having in the last 4 or 5 possessions.
Just like that, Rams have scored 5 unanswered to pull back within 4. Here's Edwards with it between the circles. Now we'll start to the right side, outside the perimeter, gets penetration down to the rim, kicks the ball through to Mila, fakes the 3, penetrates the lane, goes up with a scoop shot, off the rim, no good, and Rams grab the ball.
Well, that's Mila's shot right there. He usually makes that one. A good move.
Crawford has it, top of the key, another 3 on the way, got it. We got a 1-point game.
Yeah, well, you're not going to shut Rhode Island out. They didn't score for like 5 minutes, and now the Friars have given it up.
8 unanswered points by Rhode Island, 28-27. Handoff for Sellers on the right sideline, back out between the circles. Vox kicks it left for Mila. Thought about the 3, but gets it back out to Vox, down to 12 to shoot. Vox uses a screen, goes left, loses the ball on the floor. It's stolen by Crawford, and then Mila reaches in and slaps him and commits the foul.
Well, Friars standing around a lot on offense now, and when they were moving the ball in themselves, that's when they were getting good looks, but they haven't been doing that in the last 4 or 5 possessions.
Mila's first, that's the 5th on the team. Jameer Jones comes right back into the game, and so does Pateras Pinnis. So Rhode Island can retake the lead here with 5:13 to go in the half, trailing by 9. Friars trailed by as much as 12 early. Corey up high to Itejere, guarded by Pinnis. One dribble comes left for Jonah. Hinton now goes down low for Crawford. Crawford tries to work his way into the post on Jameer Jones. Kicks it to Itejere, the little jumper, no good. Rebound for Pinnis. And then there's a reach-in foul called on Crawford.
Good rebound there by Pinnis between 2 Rowdy players.
So Crawford gets his first. That's 4 on the Rams. Dresa Traore will check back in, the redshirt senior transfer from St. John's. Sellers back in for the Friars. And the Friars with the ball, under 5 to go in the half, and a 1-point lead.
You get a score here. Friars haven't scored in a while.
They have not. They have not scored in 3.5 minutes. Pinnis, top of the key with it, stops.
Traveled.
Moved his feet. Boy, unforced errors are just killers.
Yeah,
6 turnovers now for the Friars.
Yeah, Pennis is
7 turnovers.
not used to being involved in the offense, so they're just leaving him to double team. And when he gets the ball, he just has to just stay still and find an open man. Somebody's open if there's 2 people on another person.
So again, the Rams look for the lead on this possession. Corey brings the ball to the left, hands off for Hinton, cuts to the right, double team. Triore on the high post, hands off to Corey. Corey starts right, back left. Hinton doesn't get the shot off, tries to penetrate, backs it out again. Bounce pass Pitt, and it is Pennis who knocks it off of Triore out of bounds.
Good job by Pennis. He side-fronted that post right there. He has pretty good speed for a big guy. He's deceptively quick. He just has to get a little bit more confidence on the offensive end. He's a big dude.
He's played 2 good, solid defensive possessions.
Well, he's got good athletic skills for a big guy at 7 feet.
So for the Rams, that's also their 7th first-half turnover.
Pennis just looks very young, too. He's going to get better and better.
Sellers into the forecourt with it between the circles. There comes the double team out on Sellers. Jump pass to Pennis. He lost it, but saved by Sellers at the mid-floor line. Sellers drives the left baseline, going to go right to the rim, scoops it up over his head and scores.
Looked like he was going to dunk that one, but the defense showed up, and then they did a reverse layup. Nice move by Sellers.
7 for Sellers. Friars snap an almost 4-minute scoreless streak. There's a high-low pass down low for Triore. He put it up. He got it in over Pennis, and he gets fouled.
Well, Pennis went out and challenged the ball at the top of the key there, the 3-point line. Then he got back on defense, just got there late. Good execution by Rhode Island.
Second foul on Pennis. We got a timeout on the floor, 3:53 to go. And Rhodey will try to tie it at the free throw line when we return. From their field, this is Providence Friar basketball.
Both teams have 11 rebounds. Both teams have three offensive rebounds each. Both teams have 7 turnovers. The Friars have 7 assists on 11 made baskets. Rhodey has 3 assists on 10 made baskets. So a pretty evenly played ball game so far. It's been a game of spurts. You know, the Friars, Rhode Island came out on a 14-2 run to open the game. Friars went on a 16-2 run of their own, and then boom, it's all the way back, almost tied up now, 30-29 Rhode Island Friars.
Rams 6 for 11 from 3. We've had 14-2, 26-5, and 10-2 runs in this game.
Yep. So the Friars are due for a run of their own now.
Most threes that Rhode Island has hit in a game this year was 12. When they went 12 for 28 in a win against Temple. They're halfway there with 3:53 to go in the half. Grisa Triore, 6'8", out of New York. Played in only 4 games this year thus far, but has a chance at the 3-point play with a free throw. Is in and out. And Jalen Sellers clears it. Friars keep the 1-point leaders. Jameer Jones streaking into the forecourt, but knocks it back outside to Sellers. Jason Edwards is back in the game, has it on the left wing. Double team out to Edwards, and there's a foul called on Triore.
It's just a 15 foul on Rhode Island.
Correct. 3:42 to go. Friars have 16 fouls.
So you see how Rhode Island, whoever got him the screener for Rhode Island, he's jumping out at the offensive play, whoever that might be for Providence coming off the screen. Nice job by Edwards that time, creating the contact and then snapping his head back and picks up the foul.
Jones will inbound it from the left sideline out to Oswin. Oswin with Itizri guarding him, hands off to Sellers. Sellers now finds Edwards, gets dribble penetration in the lane, got his shot blocked underneath by Corey, and Corey comes up with the ball. He leads the break up the floor. On the wing for Hinton, who gets an open look at 3, bang.
Good pass there. Hinton's got 3 3-pointers. He started the game with 2 for 2, then missed the next 3, and now he knocks that one down to put Rhodey up.
And Rhodey's back in the lead by 32-30. Right side for Jones in front of the Rhode Island bench, and he stepped out of bounds. Another unforced error for the Friars. That's 8. Corey Floyd checks back in. Edwards goes out. Boy, why do teams just figure out a way to shoot threes against Providence?
I know, it's
amazing.
He's getting some open looks, but you still got to make them.
Crawford has it on the left wing, hands off to Hinton. Ball gets stolen by Vox. He took it to the midcourt line, and he jams it the other way.
Here comes Vox now. He hasn't scored since he made those 4 threes in a row and knocks that one down.
And he's got 14 for the game to tie the score at 32. We're under 3 to play in the first half.
Oh, man.
Itizri backdoor to Corey, wraps around, lays it up, scores.
They do that 2 or 3 times a game. They got to talk. They go to switch the screen and leave the guy wide open going to the basket.
6 for Miles Corey. Here's Sellers, 3-pointer, left wing, back at you.
If they just figure it out on defense, they can score. They just have to do simple things out there. You got to talk on defense.
10 for Sellers in the ball game. Friars back up 1. Onto the right wing with it. Back out front, King. Now comes left again for Hinton. Hinton slides to the left. Passes back to the center. Penetration, King to the foul line. Step back jumper up, in and out. Rebound, Oswin saves it. Gives it up before Floyd. Now finds Jameer Jones with a hop step down the lane. Accelerates, gets fouled.
It's funny. Ken Mingus said, get the ball to Jones and let him go on the fast break. Because when he gets going, I mean, if he gets into the paint, he'll just elevate over somebody.
Foul is called on Alex Crawford. That's his second. That's 6 on the Rams. But Jameer's going to get a 2-shot shooting foul anyway as
Really?
Duncan Powell checks back in.
I didn't think that was a shooting foul.
It's not. It's not. They're not going to. He's going to come out of the game. The Friars are going to inbound it. So Floyd will inbound it from the baseline to the left of the basket. 25 to shoot. Corey dumps it off to Oswin on the left sideline. Gets it back out front to Stefan. Friars with a 1-point lead on the ball. Wraparound pass finds Oswin. Puts it on the floor and got it knocked away. Corey. Bounce pass. King drives inside. Banks it up. No good. Powell with the rebound. Now back for Vox. Friars trying to get some speed up the floor. Rhode Island gets back. Vox, 30-footer. No good. Rebound. Oswin on the offensive glass. Gets it back to Vox, who's wide open for another one. Got that one.
Vox is not going to miss 2 in a row, that's for sure. Good play by Oswin.
That's 5 made threes in the first half for Stephon Vox. Friars back up 4. Up high, Jameer Tripp, who has re-entered, crosses over the lane. Finds Itijere up high, comes to the right wing for Corey, circles back to the left, reverses to the right, 3-pointer Tripp, good. Jameer Tripp nails the 3. He's the one that should be shooting the threes. 47% for the Rams.
Well, you mentioned already he took more 3-pointers than 2-pointers one year.
Last year for Fordham. Dump pass, Oswin, right wing for Floyd in front of the Rams bench, and Archie Miller. Double team comes over to get him, back out front for Vox. Coming up on a minute to play in the half. Friars with a 1-point lead. Vox drives to the left, cuts back to the right. Cross court, Corey Floyd, open 3. Yes!
Oh, it's nice to see Corey knock down the shot.
First basket of the game for Corey Floyd.
Nice pass by Vox.
41-37. 45 seconds to go before halftime. Miles Corey with it. Into the forecourt right. Picked up tight by Jalen Sellers. Bounce pass, high post, comes to Itijere. Itijere dumps it off on the right wing. 3-pointer on the way. Corey missed it. Vox with a rebound.
One shot.
Vox takes it to the right. Finds Powell. Fake the 3. Pulls it back out front.
One shot. And 1 second differential here.
Floyd slows it down to Vox. Shot clock at 16. Game clock at 17. Here's Vox with it out near the midcourt circle. Picked up by Hinton.
He makes a shot. This place will explode end to half.
Vox walks toward the left side. Down to 5. Down to 4. Down to 3. Cuts to the right. Wraps on the screen with 2. With 1. At the buzzer. Missed it.
Vox felt he was fouled on that shot.
And that's going to end the first half. He thought he was too. And
the referees never call a foul at the end of a half like that. Never.
Making his case to Lamar Simpson. But
I mean, Vox is going to shoot an air ball. The guy's made 5 threes in the first half.
Well, we're at halftime. It was certainly entertaining. It was anything but boring. 41-37. Providence with the lead over Rhode Island.
Yeah, it was an entertaining half, but we talked about it, John, already. The game of runs. I mean, both teams come out with some big runs and answered by the other team. And I think the defense was a little bit better in this one, but both teams playing physical and making big shots.
Austin Rooke joins us with our halftime report. Coming up next from Learfield, this is Providence Friar basketball. John and Joe back inside the amp, getting ready for the second half to start. Providence with a 41-37 lead over Rhode Island. Friars shot 52% to 48% for the Rams, but the Rams are in this because they went 8 for 14 from 3 at 57%. That's their second best overall performance shooting the threes this season, and they've only played 20 minutes.
It's amazing how well they shot. They came out of the gate shooting it lights out. They hit their first 3 threes. They were up 14-2. But Mr. Vox showed up and went 5 for 9 from 3 and got the guys Friars back tied at 14-14. But we mentioned already it was a game of runs in that first half, and Friars need to come out and have a better start than they started the ball game. If they can go on a 14-2 run of their own to start this second half, they'll be pretty good shape, put some pressure on Rhode Island to make some shots. It seems like the Friars this year have played so many games from behind You know, and it's so difficult to get back in it. You know, a lot of pressure shots you have to make to get back in the ball game. When you play ahead, it's a much easier way to play the game. But you got to play the good, solid defense. You can't give up that many threes, John. A lot of teams like to take away the three first and make tough twos, but the Friars have been allowing too many three-pointers here, open looks.
Friars are 5-1 in the season when they lead at halftime. Vox 17, Sellers 10 to lead the Friars in scoring. Rhode Island was led by 9 from Jonah Hinton. Rams with the basketball. They're in the dark blue. Their basket to our right on the radio here in half number 2. Both teams with their original fives on the floor. Itijere comes right from Miles Corey, penetrates on Vox, goes up, blocked by Osborne, and he comes up with the ball. But then Corey gets it back, flips it up over his head, missed it, and then got fouled to the floor.
Unbelievable. Friars had 3 guys standing around there.
Wow.
Osmond's got to squeeze that ball. I mean, he gets so many balls slapped out of his hands. When you're that big, you got to squeeze the ball. You can't allow a guard to come in there and steal it away from you.
And so when you had the ball, you end up committing a foul and putting Miles Corey at the free throw line.
And Vox played good defense on there. I thought Corey pushed him off when he went to the basket on that play with the off arm. But Vox is 6'7" and he's long. You try to take it up over him, it's going to be a tough shot to make. But you can't get a turnover there.
Corey hits the first one. He's a 71% foul shooter on the season. Has now 7 points in the game, make it 8 as he hits both free throws, and the Rams are within 2 in the opening 19 seconds of the second half. Vox and the Friars in the home whites. Basket to our left here in half number 2 on the radio. Up high with it is Oswin. Hands off, curling to the right is Vox. Mila finds Floyd open, left corner for Sellers, right in front of his bench. Sellers has Corey guarding him, going to pull the dribble out. 10 to shoot, finds Vox in the right wing. Vox dumps it off to Oswin in the paint. Oswin goes backdoor to Mila, who pump fakes and gets fouled.
Good shot there by Mila. Good pass, too, by Oswin. Extra pass inside as 2 guys came on him, and then they converted on Mila, hit him in the head, and he gets to go to the foul line for 2.
And that's 3 personal fouls on Alex Crawford, the 6'8" Richards senior, the transfer from Fresno.
Rhode Island doesn't have a lot of big guys either.
No, they don't. So Mila to the foul line shooting 2 for the first time today, and the free throw is good. Ryan averaging 9.4 points per game.
Improved his free throw shooting significantly this year. He's worked on it very hard over the summer.
80% at the line of the season coming into the game. And the second shot from Mila on the way and got them both. 4 points in the game for Ryan.
I told him this summer, I said, it's important you learn to get that free throws to work because you go to the basket a lot, you're going to get yourself on the foul line.
43-39 is the Friar lead. Crawford takes it left, gets a bump, hands off for Hinton, high for Cochran, back to Hinton. Almost got that 3 off, and the ball is intercepted into the post by Mila. Mila has the break, right to left into the forecourt. Stops, lobs for Oswin, who tips it, and then Rhode Island comes away with it. Cochran to the top of the key, stops, thought he might take that deep 3. Now he works in the left wing. Crawford picks up the loose ball. He penetrates the lane, dumps it off, tipped up in the air, goes out of bounds, off of Itijere. Friar ball.
You know, when Mila comes down the floor, sometimes he looks a little indecisive out there. He's trying to find open guy. If you don't feel comfortable, just hold on to the ball, back it out, and then run your half-court offense. Don't create yourself turnovers.
You know, the Friars have got 10 turnovers in this game. They only average 10.9 per game. Sellers finds Mila on the right wing. Mila now works on the right sideline. Floyd comes over to grab it, brings the dribble back toward the center with 10 to shoot. Curls around the screen, goes right down the lane. He elevates up, puts it in with the right hand from the left side.
Good move there by Corey Floyd. That's where he's at his best, getting to the basket.
5 for Floyd. Hinton gets off a 3 and hits it from the left wing.
That's where he started the ball game, hit 2 3. I mean, will somebody get out on that guy? He's got 4 threes in the game.
Here's Mila to the top of the key with it, pulls it out, hands off to Floyd, comes left for Vox. Vox now finds Sellers in front of his bench. Corey comes up tight. Oswin sets the screen. Pick and roll there. Gets knocked out of bounds. Friars will keep it with 16 to shoot. Wow, you get the lead up to 6, and all of a sudden, bang, Jonah Hinton answers again with the three-point shot as Jason Edwards checks in for the first time. And Ryan Mila goes to the bench. 16 to shoot. Floyd will inbound in front of his head coach, Kim English, on the left sideline. Jameer Tripp is checked in for Rhode Island as well. Coming off the screen, Sellers to the left side, double teamed. Out front, Vox deep 3, no good. Rebound tapped in the middle of the floor, picked up by Sellers, who elevates, got it blocked and fouled.
But I didn't think they were going to call that one.
Didn't look like it. You're going to give that one.
Clockerty outside's looking the same thing we saw. He didn't even blow his whistle. The guy underneath blew the whistle.
Foul is on Itigere, Kian Itigere. He picks up his first. That's 2 on the Rams here in the half. And it will put Jalen Sellers at the free throw line shooting 2. Sellers had 10 points in the first half, hit 2 of 2 from the foul line. Friars were 4 for 4 from the line for the game as the shot by Sellers is good with another one coming.
It's nice weapon to have too, John. When you shoot, you mentioned already, they're 79% from the foul line this year. You know, when you go to the basket and get yourself on the foul line, it's so important to make free throws.
And the second shot for the lefty Sellers is on the way. Got it. He's got 12 for the game. Friars are back up by 5 at 47-42. 17:40 on the clock in the second half. Corey works into the forecourt on Edwards. Now finds Hinton. Left sideline for Tripp. High post, Itigere comes to the right for Cochran. Off the screen, Hinton, deep 3. Missed that one. Rebound tapped out of bounds and a foul called underneath. And it's called on Sellers for a push. And Rhode Island's going to keep the ball. Second foul on Sellers. That's 2 on the Friars in the half.
You know, you get them to miss the shot. You got to do a big job of boxing out. Rhode Island's a good rebounding team, so you got to put the body on them. And Sellers, when they get there in time, picks up the foul.
Corey will inbound it for the baseline to the right of the basket. Going to lob it out front. Almost got it tapped away. Itigere touched it. So did Oswin. The ball is going to stay with the Rams. Now they'll inbound it from in front of the scoring table. Down from our broadcast position here near the Rhode Island bench. Cochran looks to inbound. And the bounce pass to Corey. Finds Hinton. He's got Sellers up tight on him. Hinton lobs it up high for Itigere. 10 to shoot for the Rams. Tripp on the high post. And he feeds Cochran sliding down the lane. Wraparound pass for Itigere. Missed the dunk. And the rebound for Sellers. Floats it up the floor for Floyd. Corey glides to the basket. Got the shot blocked and Tripp comes away with it. Back the other way. Itigere behind the defense. Got it knocked out of bounds by Sellers. And Sellers can't believe there's a foul call. It went out of bounds and he's called for the foul. And that's 3 on Jalen Sellers.
This is decision making sometimes.
And 2 free throws.
The decision making is just so bad. I mean, Corey Floyd goes to the basket. Defense got back there. You have Edwards wide open in the opposite corner for 3. You got to give him that pass.
That was a bad call by Tim Clockerty.
No, it's normal.
Itigere is going to the foul line to shoot 2. And the first shot here is in and out and back in again. That's his second point of the game. He's 2 of 3 from the foul line. But more importantly, Jalen Sellers picks up his 3rd foul and has to come out. Floyd also will come out. Duncan Powell comes in. Ryan Mila comes back in. One more for Kian Itigere. Second shot, no good. Mila with a rebound. And the Friars have the ball, lead by 4. Edwards up the left sideline. Uses a screen. Double comes out on him. Up high is Powell. Hands it off for Vox. Vox comes back right for Powell on the right sideline for Mila. Feeds the post to Oswin. Oswin spins, left hand score.
Good move by Oswin. Nice quick move. Decisive on that. When he has a size advantage in there, you get that close, take the shot.
Little hook shot by Oswin. He has 4. Friars are back up 6. Hinton has it. Goes left for Tripp. Back to Hinton. Steps back, puts up a 30-footer and buries it.
My goodness. Hinton is like playing lights out.
He's got 5 made threes in this game. He is single-handedly keeping Rhode Island in the game. Wraparound pass, Oswin back to Vox. 49-46. Vox works to the left, cuts back to the right, drives on Hinton, gets into the lane. He finds Powell, who saves it out to Mila, who gets an open look that's way off. And the ball is saved by the Rams under the basket. Now for Corey. Rams could tie it with a 3. Corey goes right to the hoop and lays it up and scores high off the glass.
Well, Hinton's been the guy, John. He played with St. Bonaventure last year, and they beat the Friars at Mohegan Sun, and he had a good ball game in that game.
Sure did. This is a 1-point game. Right side, Vox. His penetration goes down the lane, got it tipped away from behind, and he gets fouled by Rhode Island. And it will be called on Jonah Hinton, who picks up his first foul of the ball game. That's team foul 3 on the Rams here in the second half. We have a timeout. 15:41 remaining. Providence 49, Rhode Island 48. From Learfield, this is Providence Friar basketball.
Hinton's having a heck of a ball game for Rhode Island. knocking down 5 for 9. All 9 shots have been three-pointers, and he's made 5 of them. That's 15 points in the game, and 3 of those 5 threes, John, have been 30-footers. Yep. I mean, he's the guy who's kept them in it. He's the guy that got him off to the good start when they had that 14-2 run. Friars have to know where he is and make him go to the basket, take away that three-point shot.
Rhode Island has 10 made threes in this ball game. It's the second time this season, or third time this season that has happened. And the other 2 times that it happened, they had a win at Yale and a win over Temple.
You know, they're 10 for 17 from 3. Here's a team that shoots 29% from three-point range. So, you know, you can throw, like you talked about before the game, you know, you can throw out all the stats in this game. Guys just do things in this game that they normally don't do. And they do. Rhode Island's playing good basketball. Friars shooting the ball very well as well. I mean, 17 to 34 at 50%, 9 for 21 from the 3, 43%, and perfect from the line, the Friars are. So, you know, the defense has got to get better.
Stefan Vox will go to the line to shoot 2 here. He has dropped to 77% from the line on the season after a hot start. The free throw here is good. That's his first free throw today. He's got 18 points to lead all scorers. You've got Jalen Harper, the freshman guard from Philly, checked in for Rhodey. Vox coming off the 10-point, 10-assist double-double as the second shot goes in and out. And the rebound is saved by Harper.
Yeah, he should be shooting 90% from the foul line.
That one rolled in and out. Friar lead is 2. Hinton goes left for Tripp on the left sideline. Backdoor pass cut. Good there by Hinton, and we are tied.
Well, he's got Edwards on Hinton, and that was he just trails that play there and gets an easy layup off the high screen.
17 for Jonah Hinton to lead the Rams. We're tied at 50. Edwards driving right, elbow jumper right side, bounces no. Rebound tip, Powell out of bounds. Friars will get to keep it.
Good job by Powell getting in there on the roll there to try to get that offensive rebound.
Jameer Jones has also entered the game. Had a very good first half. Looking for the inbounds pass, baseline right. He's going to flip it out to Mila near the mid-force line. Fresh 20 on the shot clock. Mila crosses over. He's going to spin on Tripp, drive, throw up the floater, short-armed it. And Tripp grabs the rebound.
Good move by Mila. He normally makes that shot.
Just short-armed it. Rams looking to retake the lead on this possession with 14:54 on the clock. Corey, right side for Tripp in front of his bench. Back out top for Corey, finds Hinton. He's got Vox guarding him now. Top of the key, Traore. One dribble to the left wing, out of bounds, off of Miles Corey, who was cutting to the basket, and the ball sailed out. Jalen Sellers with 3 fouls is going back into the game.
Second for Mila.
And the Friars then will have a chance to retake the lead on this possession. Rhode Island has outscored Providence 13-9 here in the second half. Friars had a 41-37 lead at halftime. Powell left, swings to the right, works on Traore, back out front for Edwards. Edwards tries to get around Miles Corey, spins off the top of the key, finds Vox on the left side with 12 to shoot. Vox waits for a Jameer Jones screen, goes to the right, wraparound pass for Jones, threw it away. Corey intercepts it under the basket. Again, the Rams looking to take the lead, and then he loses it back the other way. Edwards with a steal. A 3-on-2 to Sellers. Alley-oop. Jones with a jam.
You see what Jones said to Edwards, throw it over to Sellers, and I'm going to fill the lane here and get the alley-oop. He pointed to that and set it up himself.
Jameer with 6. Friars back up by 2. Hinton right side against Jalen Sellers. Top of the key, Traore goes left for Jameer Tripp. Tripp finds Traore. Top of the key, deep 3 is good for Drisa Traore. That's his first 3 of the season.
It's unbelievable. We see this every single game against this Friar team. Guys just make threes who never shoot them.
And Rhode Island grabs the lead. Powell drives it, goes up with the right hand, and then gets fouled by Traore. And it'll be Duncan Powell to go to the free throw line to shoot 2. Are they going to call the foul instead on Tripp? Okay.
Good.
Jameer Tripp picks up his second. That's 4 on Rhode Island.
Good move there by Powell. He got him up in the air there and leaned in. He's just trying to get his game legs in shape here.
So Duncan Powell has missed the last 7 games with the facial injury. Was averaging 4 points and 3.7 rebounds in the first 2 and misses the free throw. He's now 7 for 9 from the line of the season. Vox comes out. Irunse checks back in for the Friars. R.J. Johnson returns for the Rams. And Powell needs to hit this one, score his first point in 8 games, and tie the score, which he does. 53-53. Rams with the basketball. Tripp takes it into the forecourt left, hands off to Hinton, brings it to the center for Harper. Harper goes back left for Hinton, moves to his right, deep three, off the mark. Loose ball on the floor, squirts free. Rams get to the floor for it. Sellers gets to the floor for it. Sellers ties it up. Rams call a timeout to save the possession. There were 3 blue shirts on the ball, and finally Jalen Sellers jumped on top of it, and the Rams were forced to call the time. So they'll get the timeout here, which we will also take.
Well, looks like it's going to be a nail-biter here, John. The team that plays the best defense and doesn't turn the ball over is going to have an opportunity to win this ball game. Friars have those 11 turnovers now, and Rhode Island with 12. Points off turnovers. The Friars have 16 points off the 12 Rhodey turnovers. That's an amazing number. And Rhodey's only had 2 points off the 11 Providence turnovers. But it's been the Hinton show out there. I mean, he's shooting lights out, and he's 5 for 10 from three-point land, 17 points. Friars haven't had an answer for him, but Friars have to do a better job defensively and get on the glass. I mean, the offensive rebounds you can't allow, and you got to take good care of the ball after you get the rebounds. The Friars have had a couple balls slapped away and get some easy baskets by Rhode Island.
Now, this is what I think sticks in the craw of a lot of Friar fans right now, Joe. This is the 7th time in 9 games that PC has allowed 10 or more made threes by the opposition.
Yeah, and, again, they're not a good three-point shooting team coming into the game. It's not like they haven't played a lot of games. They played a number of games so far. The Friars stats always look good on the offensive end, but defensively they got to get better.
Rhode Island with the ball. We're tied at 53. Rhodey has 18 to shoot, 13-16 to go here in the second half as they clean up some perspiration on the floor. They'll inbound it from the baseline right of the basket. Hinton lobs it out front. Back to Hinton. Fires off a deep 3. Missed it. And there's Powell with a rebound.
Well, he had a wide open look, too. They set that up nice out of that timeout.
Here's Edwards, top of the key. Gets dribble penetration. Cut off at the foul line. On the left wing now for Powell. Gives it back to Edwards, who curls down the left. Kicks it out for Sellers, who fakes the 3. He drives on the freshman Harper. Fadeaway jumper. Good from 12.
Good move by Sellers. He likes to take that 3, but he used a nice power move that time and took the freshman up nicely in the paint.
14 for Sellers. Friars back up by 2. Hinton between the circles. He's got Jameer Jones staying with him. High post. Traore. He's going to try another 3. That one's off the rim. And the offensive rebound by Harper on the baseline.
Sellers did not do a good job of boxing out. His man has gotten a couple of rebounds.
R.J. Johnson has it for the Rams off the top. Gets the high screen. Curls to the left. Kicks it through in the right corner. Wide open 3 for Tripp. Missed it. And there's Sellers with a rebound.
Good rebound that time by Sellers. Boxed out nicely there.
Sellers finds Edwards for a deep 3. Nope. Won't get it. And a rebound controlled by Harper. Quick shot. Probably too quick.
He's open on that one, but that's the pace they want to play.
Here's Johnson to the left wing. Johnson on the left sideline. Goes all the way through the baseline. He feeds Hinton in the post. Hinton will not get that shot off over Rooke. And the Friars reach in and commit a foul. Oh, Sellers went for the held ball, and he's called for the foul, and Jalen just picked up his 4th. That's huge.
That's just a bad play by Sellers. I mean, you got to know that. You got him trapped in there. You got Oswin on him. He's not going to get the shot up, but just put your hands up. You're not going to pick up that foul.
Officials timeout. 11:56 to go. Friars lead at 55-53 from Learfield. This is Providence Friar basketball.
You look at the stats too, John, and you can tell it's a close game because both teams are shooting about the same. Rhode Island's 18 for 39. The Friars are 19 for 39. Three-point shots. Rhode Island's 11 for 22, well above their average. The Friars are 9 for 22. Friars are 8 for 10 from the line. Rhode Island's 6 for 9 from the line. Rebounds, Friars 21, Friars 22, Rhode Island 21. Turnovers, Friars 11, Rhode Island 12. It's just, you got a 2-point game. It seems like the Friars look like they're playing a little bit better than Rhode Island and only have the 2-point lead. When you consider that the Friars have 16 points off the 12 Rhode Island turnovers and just 2 points by Rhode Island off the 11 Friar turnovers.
It tells me that your defense isn't playing well enough.
Yeah, you just look at that stat and you say, wow, you should be way ahead in the ball game. But Rhode Island's doing a good job of taking good shots and getting, when they do miss, they have a chance at the offensive rebound. They have 7 of their 21 rebounds are offensive rebounds right now, and they're getting in that timely manner. And Friars on the defensive end just have to play good, solid defense on the ball, and when the shot goes up, box out. Rhode Island likes to hit the boards.
11:56 to go. Rams will inbound the ball. R.J. Johnson, transfer from Charleston Southern, inbounds by Tigeray. Up high now, driving with it is Cochran. Gets cut off at the right elbow. Now goes out deep. And pulling out again is King. Checked back into the game. Now Tigeray on the high post. Tries to work on Oswin. Underhands it right wing. Cochran drives with 4, with 3. Jump hop in the lane. Blocked by Oswin. Friars come up with the ball. Corey finds Jameer outside. They leave him alone. He fires the 3 and hits.
How about Jameer Jones making threes? He pump faked the pass over to Vox. 2 guys went to Vox, worried about him shooting it. Jones knocks it down.
9 for Jameer in the game. The Friars go back up 5. That is a big basket. Cochran to the right side. Going to pull it up from the right elbow. Can't get it. Floyd with a rebound. Corey brings it up the right sideline. Leaves it off for Powell. Now Powell goes back to Oswin, who leads it up inside and scores.
Good finish by Oswin right there. Powell finds him on the pick and roll. Nobody got to Oswin. He takes it up nicely and makes the shot.
8-0 Flyer run. Flyers finally work a pick and roll to their favor.
Well, they get Oswin to finish it, too.
Tigeray on the high post for URI. 2 dribbles to the right outside the three-point strike. Dumps it off, and he finds King. Works into the lane. Bounce past Tigeray. Stumbles with it. That's a travel.
Good defense. This unit right here for the Friars, that's the best defensive unit we've seen on the floor this year.
13 turnovers for the Rams.
That's 3 stops in a row for the Friars, and you get Powell out there who hasn't played.
That's a kill. 3 stops in a row, that's called a kill in basketball terminology.
Well, they need more kills. And there should be a lot of dead bodies out there. They keep doing those
right
3 in a row.
Alex Crawford checks back in for the Rams, who's in there with 3 fouls. So the Friars with the ball, a 7-point lead. They've led by as much as 9 in the first half. And they had a 4-point lead at halftime. Corey Floyd now handles it mid-floor circle. Swings it right to Vox. Vox is picked up there by Damon King. Works off a high screen. Going to roll down the right. Alley-oop. Jimmy!
Boy, they set that up nice for Jones, and they knew that was going to come all along. They're worrying about Vox shooting threes, and everybody forgot about Jones on the baseline. Just throw it up at the rim, and he'll finish it.
Superman just put on his cape and flew.
How about Vox? Vox comes off that screen, set it up nicely. He wasn't going to shoot that one. He knew where that ball was going at the beginning of that play.
We got a timeout called by Archie Miller. 62-53. Friars by 9. 10:20 to go. From Learfield, this is Providence Friar Basketball. Friar Basketball brought to you in part by Floor and Decor. Make your home project a slam dunk with Floor and Decor. Now open. Shop unmatched selection and get flooring and tile and wood at unbeatable prices. Rhode Island with the ball. Friars on. An 8-0 run here up on the high post is Tigeray. He has it at the top of the key. Goes left wing for Hinton. Now he feeds the post inside for Tripp. Tripp tries to work on Powell. Powell stays on the body with him, and a foul is called. Oh, my goodness. Powell thought that there was a hook called on Tripp. Instead, they're going to get Duncan Powell.
Powell looked like he had good position on that one.
That was good defense. I think that's a poor call from Greg Evans.
Powell showed his strength on that one. Powell was trying to he was trying to get back down there. Powell didn't move.
He was like a brick wall. First foul on him. That's 5 on the Friars here in the half. Inbounds coming from the baseline. Lobbed out to Hinton between the circles. Hinton works to the left. Corey Floyd has got the assignment now. Crawford up high on the right sideline for Tripp. Tripp cuts back to Tigeray at the top of the key with 8 to shoot. Now Johnson drives to the right, gets around Vox. Right side, Tripp penetrates into the lane, crossover step, blocked! Oswin blocked it, comes out of bounds, and Rhode Island's going to keep it.
No, it looked like Vox hit that out of bounds.
They've got 1 on the shot clock.
Don't review that. You got 1 on the shot clock. Don't review that. Oh, they changed it.
And now they've overruled, the officials have overruled their own call. That's Providence ball.
That's good. We didn't have to spend 15 minutes looking at the monitor.
You would have gotten some FaceTime.
I don't need any FaceTime. I have enough of that. With my face, I don't need any more.
Vox with the ball in the forecourt. Friars looking for their first double-digit lead here with 9.5 to play. Floyd drives right on Johnson, looks to post, got tipped away, picked up on the floor. Friars jump to the floor with Johnson and Arunse, and a held ball. Possession arrow belongs to PC.
Good job by Oswin that time, hitting the floor, getting that loose ball. Friars have had 4 stops in a row now on the defensive end. They got to convert them on the offensive end.
Miles Cole Back into the game for the Rams, replacing R.J. Johnson.
30-second timeout by
Kim English is going to call a 30-second timeout here.
I think I'd like to get Vox involved again on the offense. You know, Rhode Island is so concerned about him shooting three-pointers that when he comes off a screen, he gets two guys on him, and it's going to free up other people, and he's a very good passer. So I think down the stretch here, you know, it's 9.5 to go. It's not really down the stretch yet, but I think with his hand, when he has the ball in his hands, he's going to create things, and he's so good at passing the ball. We saw the last game, John. He had 10 assists in the last ball game. He makes good decisions, and the defense really worries about him. So they were so concerned about him making threes, which they should. He made 5 of them in the first half. He can create the offense. I think the offense should go a lot through Vox right now down the stretch here.
Rhode Island has not scored in the last 4 minutes and 26 seconds. They're 0 for their last 7 from the floor.
Well, they had the same job in the first half where they got up. Friars went up 9 in the first half, but Rhode Island came back, went on an 8-0 run. As you pointed out, it was a game of runs in the first half. So the Friars now have to keep that defense on them and convert on the offensive end.
Friars will inbound with 14 to shoot. Rams are out of timeouts, by the way. Inbounds lob to Oswin. And he reached over the backside of Hinton, and Hinton is called for the foul for basically throwing his butt right into his waist.
Well, they tried to set that up. They had Vox setting the screen for Oswin. They wanted to get him on an alley-oop, and he picks up the foul there.
So Hinton picks up his second. That's 5 on the Rams. Friars again will get a fresh 20. Inbounded from the baseline. Jameer going to lob it out for Powell. Powell gets around, jump pass left for Floyd in front of his bench. Now back out to Powell, finds Vox out in the middle floor. Vox takes it left, 2 finds it down there, down the floor to Oswin, who lays it up and in and gets fouled.
What about that guy, Vox? Get the ball in his hands. How about that decision? He comes off the screen. Both guys jump out on him. Oswin rolls to the basket. He threads the needle on the pass and finishes it off with a layup and the foul.
Foul is called on Itejere. That's his second. It'll be Oswin at the foul line. A 14-3 Providence run. Talk about the game of runs as we have all game long here. And Oswin goes to the foul line for the first time. He's 67% on the season. And he hits it. 7 second-half points. 9 for the game for Oswin Arinze. 65-53 is the largest lead of the game the Friars have had with 9:08 to play.
Kim stayed with his lineup a while now, playing good defense and getting stops.
Itejere hands off to Corey. And Corey, offensive foul. Itejere set the bad screen.
Yeah, he set the screen, tried to roll to the basket, and ran over Corey Floyd trying to fight through it, and picks up the blocking foul. But again, John, that's the 5th straight stop by the Friars on the defensive end, and they're converting on the offensive end. That's why they're increasing this lead.
And that's 14 turnovers for the Rams. It also puts the Friars in the 1-1 on the next team foul. Here comes Floyd with it. Goes left for Vox. Rams stay tight on the man-to-man. He kicks the ball on the floor. Vox goes to the floor with it. Tries to save it. Arinze was there, but it's stolen by Tripp. And Tripp down the floor to Itejere, who dunks it.
You can't be lazy with the ball. They're going to swipe at it. Big score right there by Rhode Island. They needed that one.
Badly. That's their first basket in nearly 5 minutes. 8:35 to go. It's 65-55. Floyd takes it right into the right corner with the ball. There's Jameer Jones wearing the neon orange sneakers. Give and go to Oswin, who passes off to Floyd, who goes up, missed the shot, but got hammered to the floor.
Good pass by Oswin. Oswin doing a nice job on the offensive end here. Got some nice rolls to the basket on the finish. He caught the ball inside there, and it's scattering by Rhode Island. He finds Corey Floyd, who cut to the basket. He didn't stand around looking for the 3. He cut to the basket. Oswin found him. Gets himself to the foul line for 2.
And Keegan Itejere has picked up his 4th foul with 8:21 to go. Corey Floyd will go to the free throw line for the first time in this game. On the season, 72.7. And that one around the rim and out. Traore comes in for Itejere. He goes to the bench with his 4th foul. Friars are now 9 for 12 from the free throw line at 75%. Rhode Island 6 for 9. Next shot for Corey. 11 points per game is average. He got it. He's got 5 in this one. 6 now in this one. And it's back to an 11-point game.
Well, make sure you find Hinton. Corey Floyd's on Hinton out there. They've done a good job on him so far here in the second half.
Crawford, right wing, top of the key. Traore goes left, stolen. Oh, knocked away. Loose ball picked up by the Rams on the sideline. Hinton gets off a 3. Missed it. Powell with a rebound. Jump pass to the forecourt. Here comes Jameer. for the jam.
He's a highlight film with that one. Good job.
13 for Jameer Jones.
He looks like he's playing on an 8-foot rim.
He jumps on a pogo stick every time he approaches the rim. What an exciting player. Traore drives right, gets stopped, loses the ball, picks it up outside the three-point stripe. Backdoor pass down on the baseline for Hinton. Gets cut off by Floyd. Works on the baseline, back out to Traore, who works into the post on Oswin. He turns around, tries to go for the jump hook. And the ball goes up, and they're going to call a foul on Oswin. Good
Travel
Lord.
first, man.
He
How many steps
traveled.
you get? How many steps do you get? My God.
Wow. There it was.
You can't keep doing this square dance out there.
So Oswin gets called for the foul, and Rhode Island will shoot free throws after a timeout. 7:30 to play. 68-55. Friars.
Well, we haven't said this a lot this year with the Friars, John. They've been able to score great most of the time. But defensively, they've had their struggles. In this ball game here, the last 6 or 7 possessions by Rhode Island have been really good defense. Kim English hasn't gone to the bench at all during that stretch. He's kept that same unit on the floor, playing good, solid defense. That was a questionable call down the other end to put Rhode Island on the foul line, but I thought the defense was exceptional there, and they've done a good job of staying in the passing lanes, challenging shots, and boxing out on the rebounds. And Rhode Island has struggled to score. The only score they've had in this whole stretch where the Friars have built this 68-55 lead is when they lost the ball at midcourt on a turnover and got a layup. That was it.
16-2, the run for the Friars over the last 6 minutes and 5 seconds. So Rhodey has scored 2 points in 6 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, the defense, John. You look at the lineup out there right now. You got Jones, Floyd, Oswin, Powell.
So they're going to give Dreesen Traore 2 shots here. I didn't think he was shooting.
This is a gift. This is Christmas early.
So Traore's free throw is no good. So here you go. There's an opportunity here for the Chick-fil-A foul shot. If the opposing team misses 2 in a row, the whole arena gets Chick-fil-A. Second shot, Traore. Missed it!
Ball don't lie, John.
Friars have it. Floyd, left side, in front of the bench for Jameer Jones. Jones will take it against Traore. Back out front now for Vox.
Set a screen for Vox. Something's going to happen good.
Going to work to the right side on Cochran. Rolls right down the lane. Tried to pass it. Got it knocked off his leg out of bounds. Up the floor. Here comes Miles Corey. Drives inside. Banks it up. Scores.
Gets a foul.
And a foul. Of course.
Well, usually something good happens with Vox, but that didn't happen that time. Good defense by Rhode Island. Get the steal right there, then go down the floor and get the layup.
Foul is called on Jameer, who picks up his first of the game. That's now 7 on the Friars with 7:04 to go. Going to be a single shot shooting foul here for Miles Corey. 71% from the line. He's at 2 of 2 on the day, and the free throw is good.
Good turnaround for Rhode Island right there. The Friars look like they're going to get extended lead. They get 3-point play.
And they're still right there. It's a 10-point game as we dip under 7 to play. Jason Edwards drives the lane, throws the floater in.
He's so good at that shot. When he gets in the paint right there, he's able to finish. For a guy his size, it's amazing how he gets that shot off.
Just the 5th point of the game for Jason Edwards. Traore has it up high. Takes a step inside the 3-point stripe. Back out front for Hinton. Curls to the right. Lost the ball on the floor. And Edwards was called for a foul for reaching in on that, I believe.
Yeah. He didn't need to do that. They had him.
No, they had him.
Reaching in. See, the bad thing about Edwards defensively, he's always trying to steal the ball. He had good position on that. He reaches in and gets those cheap ones. He doesn't need to do that. Just he had good position right there.
So it'll be Hinton to go to the line for a 1-and-1. Jonah Hinton hasn't been at the line yet. He's an 85% shooter on the season. The St. Bonaventure transfer, who's 8th in the Atlantic 10 in scoring coming into the game. And he missed. And the rebound for Powell. I'll take credit with that.
Yeah, you do. You definitely put the whammy on him there.
Thank you. Here's Edwards. Got a bump from Traore. He works to the right. 3-pointer up. Bounces no. Rebound. Oswin goes up. Got fouled on the putback.
Yeah, there's nobody inside that can stay with Oswin right now. There's no size. Oswin's 7 feet. He gets that position in there. Put on the extra weight this summer. And he's just a tough matchup when you only got guys 6'8" and 6'7" in there trying to stop him.
9th team foul on the Rams, but it'll be 2 shots anyway here for Oswin. 3rd personal on Jameer Tripp. And so the Friars sophomore from Nigeria misses the first one, however. has 7 second-half points, 9 for the game. Vox comes out. Jalen Sellers with 4 fouls will come back in.
Just take Vox out for a minute here. You want him back in the ball game.
Agreed. Second shot for Oswin is on the way, and that one's good.
Good follow through by Oswin there.
He's got 10 points. Friars back up 13. Corey into the forecourt, left side. Hands off for Hinton. Goes back to Miles Corey. Drives down to the left baseline. Gets cut off there by Edwards. Traore's going to go up for 3. Top of the key. No. Rebound Sellers. High for the ball. Sellers leads the break up the middle of the floor. Angles to the left side. Dumps it back out front for Powell. Powell cross court. Floyd for 3. Short. And the rebound for Hinton. Hinton pushes left for Tripp. Tripp flies to the basket. Dumps it off for Traore inside. Got the shot blocked. It's loose on the floor. Picks it back up to Corey. Swings it left for Jonah Hinton. Hinton drives. Jump overstep to Tripp. And Tripp lays it up off the glass.
Good move by Hinton. You know, they're taking away the 3, but he got the penetration on that one. Was able to get inside there. Finish off for a layup.
Tripp has 7 for the Rams. Makes it 71-60. 5:37 to play. Floyd on the right side, double team. Now Powell gets an open 3. Got one!
That's a good shot. That's a big shot for Powell and the Friars. You get him involved out there. He's played the whole second half because he's out there for his experience. He does a good job defensively, and that's what the Friars need.
That's his first made three-pointer since the first week of the season. And the Friars have their largest lead now at 14. Between the circles, Corey drives left, tries to switch through 2 white shirts. Ball goes out of bounds. And it's off of Providence as Jameer Jones will come in for Duncan Powell. And Kian Itijere with 4 fouls comes back in for the Rams.
Powell gave him some good minutes.
Great
minutes. You know, you haven't played in game all year, and you come in here playing this intensity, quality minutes here in the second half.
Miles Corey inbounds over the baseline left, lobs it out to Itijere at the top of the key. Oswin plays off of him, backdoor bounce pass, Hinton 15-footer, in and out. Oswin rebounds.
Too close for Hinton.
Pushes up the floor to Jameer, who drives and got fouled.
He's a blur. He gets out and ahead of steam trying to get down the floor. You can't get in front of him. He's going to get to the basket.
Corey is called for the foul, and that is 10 on the Rams. 2-shot double bonus now for the Friars for the last 4:58.
You know, you look at Jameer Jones. I mean, he's such a terrific athlete. I mean, he could play any sport. You think about him playing football like a wide receiver or a defensive back. I mean, he just has tremendous athletic ability.
As he hits the first free throw. And Cole Hargrove comes into the game for the first time, replacing Oswin. And Jameer hit that free throw. Got 10 and a half, 14 for the game. Second shot missed. And Tripp with the rebound for URI. 75-60. Tripp, deep 3. Short, no. Rebound.
Hargrove pushed
off on Itijere.
The shot went up. You got to know where your man is. Hargrove, it's tough for Hargrove to come in the game. Now, he hasn't played the whole game. And you put him in here with 5 minutes to go.
That's 9 fouls. It should be a 1-and-1 here. Yep, 1-and-1. And it'll be Kian Itijere, who is 2 for 4 at the line, 70% on the season. And the shot is no good. Rebound for Sellers.
Right, you are right. Struggling from the foul line.
Yeah, the foul line, they are 7 for 14 now, 50%.
That's terrible, 50%. You can't afford to do that when you're this far behind.
Edwards bounces left for Sellers, 4:35 to play. Friars lead by 15. Sellers, middle of the floor, comes to the right side for Edwards. Edwards is not going to bring it back to the left, to the center. 8 to shoot, penetrates left, loses the ball, goes to the floor for it, saves it back out for Hargrove with 5, with 4. Now for Edwards, he's going to put up a 35-footer. Got it! Holy moly, he hit a 35-footer.
Just the way they drew it up on the offense.
Offense by accident. There's a trip. Ball gets loose free and picked up by Hargrove. No foul call. Rhode players stumbled, and the ball squirted free right to Cole Hargrove.
How about that shot by Edward? That was ridiculous.
On the wing, Tripp almost had a steal, knocked it out of bounds on the sideline. And the Friars will keep it. 3:57 remaining. Providence 78, Rhode Island 60. From Learfield, this is Providence Friar basketball.
Rhode Island had 7 offensive rebounds at halftime. They just have 1 here in the second half. So the Friars have done a terrific job of keeping them off the boards and making them take tough shots. Hinton for Rhode Island was 5 for, he hit his first 3 3-pointers in the ball game. Now he's 5 for 12 from 3, but they're forcing him off that 3-point line. And he had 17 points at halftime. And he has 17 points for the game. He hasn't scored in the second half, so they've done a good job. Corey Floyd had that assignment for most of this half. So the Friars defensively are the reason why they have this lead right now. I mean, they're putting the ball in the hole, obviously, but the defense has been good here in the second half.
Jalen Sellers has his first career double-double, 14 points, 10 rebounds.
Yeah, he's giving them a nice minutes out there. He's only taken 4 shots in the game, but he's been very efficient out there, making good decisions. He picked up 4 fouls, but other than that, he's been playing solid basketball.
Friars inbounded to Hargrove on the right sideline, back to Corey Floyd. Floyd out of the mid-floor circle, 13 to shoot. Floyd starts to the right, works to the sideline, passes back left for Sellers, 7 to shoot. Here's Edwards curling to the right, driving to the right, pulls up with a jumper short, good.
Again, he gets that shot off like he's 6'7". I don't know how he does it. He's so quick getting that shot off. Beautiful shot there by Edwards.
10 for Edwards in the game. It's a 9-0 Friar run. 3.5 to play. They're up by 20. Largest lead of the ball game. Jonah Hinton finds Tripp, come off the screen, steps through 2 defenders, banks it up off the glass and in.
Well, you got to get in front of him when he turns the screen right there. Hargrove's got to jump out on that screen. He doesn't able to turn the corner.
That's 9 for Jameer Tripp in the game. Floyd handles it again on the right sideline. Hargrove comes out to help out. Now he'll hand it off to Edwards, who cuts to the right, stays to the right, picked up by Johnson. Now comes back to the left, pick and roll to Hargrove, swings it out. Corey, open 3, bang!
Good passing, good movement right there. That nice pass out to Corey. He knocks down the 3-pointer.
9 for Floyd. Here's Tripp trying to answer, stepping through 2 defenders.
Oh, there's that guy
Hinton for 3, got it, left side.
You can't turn your head on him, Corey. You got to know where he is.
6 made threes for Jonah Hinton. 83-65, 2:40 to go. Man, they keep getting spanked like that from the outside. Here's Sellers. Cuts to the left, double teamed on him, pushes to the left sideline for Jones, drives the baseline, and gets hip bumped, hip checked out of bounds by Jameer Tripp.
Jones. I love watching Jones play. He's just a ball of energy out there. When he goes to the basket, I mean, it's like, you got to get out of my way.
4th foul on Tripp, and it will put Jameer at the free throw line shooting 2, 1 of 2 on the day. Jameer's career high, 16 in the opener against Holy Cross. And he makes the first one here. That gives him 15 here today.
You know, the Friars have a nice nucleus of young guys. You know, Vox, Jones, and Arunse. Arunse is a sophomore, and Vox and Jones are freshmen. Vox and Jones have been terrific in this ball game. Defensively, you know, they're known for their offense, Vox especially, but they've been very good defensively.
Got them both. 85-65, back up 20. Hinton has it left wing, top of the key. Finds Itijere, who hands off to Johnson, cuts to the right, cut off by Edwards, back left for Hinton. Wanted the deep 3, doesn't get it. Back to Johnson, drives down the right side. Ball squirts free, off the backboard, picked up by Sellers. Sellers finds Edwards, top of the key, for a 3. Got it!
Nice setup right there by Sellers to get Edwards a wide open look, and he knocks it down.
That's 13 for Edwards in the game, and the lead is 88-65. Would never have thought this. Here's Tripp, top of the key, for 3 for Rhode. Got it back.
Well, he got behind the screen that time and gets a wide open look.
Second tray of the ball game. He's got 12 now for the Rams. 88-68, 1:40 to go. Working to the left, getting tripped to the floor, slipped to the floor, no foul call. Edwards turned it over. Johnson saves it, right wing. Hinton steps back, finds the 3, fires the 3, and hits the 3.
And Friars got sloppy there as Edwards turned the ball over there. Gave up an easy one.
7 made threes for Jonah Hinton and 23 points to lead the Rams. Well, they're going to come up short today. 88-71. Bounce pass to Sellers. Sellers holds on the right wing and then lost the ball off his foot and picked up by Hinton. Good grief. And then Sellers blocks the layup attempt. Wow! Here comes Edwards back the other way. Spins into the lane. Turnaround jump shot. Rattles. No. Jones puts home the follow.
Now, this is like garbage time right now.
Jameer Jones with a new career high. Tripp for 3. Missed that one. Itijere blocked by Arunse. Loose on the floor. Jameer goes to the floor on the sideline. Squirts free again. Picked up there again by the Friars. A held ball. With 38.8 seconds left. Edwards was on the floor for it. the arrow is going to belong to the Rams.
Well, Kim Russell's message is, if there's a loose ball, you better get on the floor. You think about it, Friars up 90-71 with 38 seconds to go, and 3 guys are diving on the ball for loose balls.
Friars have scored 49 points here in the second half against the Rams, who are actually a pretty good defensive team.
They are. I mean, they play a good half-court defense. They're physical. The Friars were able to play their own defense, John. I think a lot of the Friar offense came from the good defense they played in that second half.
Inbounds Cochran into the backcourt to R.J. Johnson. Johnson now finds Hinton to the right side. Has had a great game. Tripp now in front of his bench. Itejere goes left for Cochran. Cochran bounces in the post for Tripp on Corey Floyd. Tries to wrap around, and Oswin rips the ball out of there.
Oswin came over to help out that time. He came over and guarded 2 guys and stopped that layup.
And the Friars come up with a loose ball. And Jameer Jones hands it to Corey Floyd, and Kim English calls off the Dogs. Providence is going to win for the 78th time in 136 meetings against the University of Rhode Island. And Rhodey has not won here in the AMP in 23 years. 91-71, the final score. Last time Rhodey won in here was 2002.
Well, the Friars did a good job on both ends of the floor on this one. They came out the second half and locked up Rhodey, and Friars get their average offensively to 90 points, and they did a good job defensively holding Rhodey to 71 in this one. That was the big difference.
Would you say this was their most complete game of the year?
It was from a defensive standpoint. I thought, they came out down 14-2, and then Vox hit 4 straight threes to get them back tied. But I thought in the second half, Kim English went with a lineup, stayed with that lineup, and they played good defense. They had about 7 or 8 stops in a row, and that's how they increased the lead, and that's why they won the ball game. They took charge on the defensive end.
It's all about making stops. We'll talk about that in our Santander Bank postgame show coming up next from Learfield. This is Providence Friar basketball.